Chapter 4. Become an apprentice of Qinyong's sect. The morning rain finally ceased. Crystal clear water droplets slid quietly from the edges of pine needles, tracing beautiful arcs in the wind before landing on Zhang Xiufan's face. The icy chill jolted him from his dream. He opened his eyes and instinctively wanted to call master. But the wilderness was empty, save for Lin Jinyu sleeping soundly beside him. It felt like a dream, yet the broken thatched temple in the distance, and his slumbering companion told him otherwise. After a moment of dazed contemplation, he shook his head and nudged Lin Jinyu forcefully. The latter mumbled, slowly waking up. Before he could speak, a chill ran through him, and he sneezed involuntarily. Looking around, Lin Jinyu saw they were both soaked, lying under a wild pine tree. "I was sleeping at home. How did we get here?" he asked, stunned. Zhang Xiufan shrugged. "I don't know, but I'm freezing. Let's go back." Though filled with questions, Lin Jinyu nodded, feeling the cold. They ran toward the village but soon noticed something amiss. Normally bustling with early risers, the village was deathly silent. A faint metallic stench of blood drifted on the morning breeze. Exchanging startled glances, they quickened their pace. At the village entrance, they froze. Over 200 villagers, men, women, children lay stiff on the central square, their bodies bloody, flies swarming. The brothers screamed and fainted. When Zhang Xiufan jolted awake, he sat up gasping, hands trembling. His sleep had been plagued by nightmares of ghastly faces and bloodied bones. Gradually composing himself, he looked around. A simple side room with 2 small windows, plain pine furniture, and a kettle on the table. Half the room was occupied by a large shared cot with 4 beds. His own quilt and bedding was rumpled, and Lin Jinyu's showed signs of recent use. But the other 2 were neatly folded. A horizontal scroll on the wall bore a simple character, Dao. It resembled an inn room or the signpost quarters. A thought crept in. Maybe last night was just a dream. Maybe I've been here all along. Maybe mother will scold me for laziness when I step out. He rose slowly, shoes in hand, and approached the door, which stood slightly ajar. A cool breeze seeped through the crack. His heart pounding, he reached for the latch. The door felt impossibly heavy. Gritting his teeth, he pulled it open with a creak. Bright sunlight flooded in, warming his skin, but his heart plummeted. Outside was a small courtyard with pine trees, bushes, and fragrant flowers. A corridor LED to the entrance. On the steps sat a boy, chin in hand, motionless. At the sound of the door, the boy turned. Lin Jinyu. Zhang Xiufan's mouth fell open, words stuck in his throat. Tears spilled as the 2 stared wordlessly at each other. The only sounds the distant chirping of birds and the rustle of wind. Sitting on the opposite side of the steps, Zhang Xiufan stared at the stone path. Lin Jinyu broke the silence. "I woke earlier. This is Qinyong Mountain's Tongtiang Peak. Qinyong disciples found us behind the village and brought us here." "Qinyong Mountain," Zhang Xiufan murmured. Before Lin Jinyu could continue, a strange voice interrupted. "Ah, you're awake." A young Taoist in a blue robe approached. "Our masters wish to see you. Come with me." Following the Taoist, they exited the courtyard into a vast circular corridor, with red pillars and archways. Each arch LED to identical courtyards, hundreds of them. A testament to Qinyong's size. At the corridor's end stood a towering white wall with a 10-foot wooden gate. The Taoist stepped through nonchalantly, while the bulls gaped at the grandeur. They emerged into a celestial scene. A vast square paved with white marble. 9 bronze cauldrons emitting delicate smoke, and clouds swirling at their feet like a sea. "This is the Sea of Clouds, one of Qinyong's 6 wonders," the Taoist said. Ahead is the Rainbow Bridge. In the distance, a bridge glimmered through the mist. As they approached, the sound of rushing water and thunderous roars grew clearer. The bridge arched into the clouds, supported by no pillars. its surface shimmering with rainbow hues from refracted sunlight. Water cascaded down its sides, while the center remained dry. Be careful, the taoist warned. Below is an endless abyss. Halfway across, the clouds thinned, revealing the sapphire sky and, ahead, the Yuqing Hole atop Tongtiang Peak. The hole loomed majestic, surrounded by green mountains and circling cranes, with chants of Taoist sutras drifting from within. A roar erupted from a jade-green pond at the bridge's end. A colossal creature, dragon-headed, lion-bodied, scale burst forth, spraying water. The Taoist leaped back, but the boys were soaked. The beast, named Water Kirin and the guardian of Qinyong, regarded them with intelligent eyes before sprawling to sunbase. Inside the Yuqing Hall, the group was interrupted by a terrified scream. Ghosts! Evil ghosts! Zhang Xiufan recognized the voice Uncle Wan, a village woodcutter, now cowering in a corner, muttering ghosts repeatedly. Rushing to him, Zhang Xiufan demanded answers about his parents. But Uncle Wan only recoiled in terror. Lin Jinyu pulled him back. He's gone mad, he whispered. The boys knelt before the Qinyong elders, including the austere and ethereal demeanor sect leader Dao Xian. Lin Jinyu, composed despite his grief, pleaded for justice, impressing the elders with his clarity. Dao Xian questioned their survival, but both claimed to remember nothing beyond waiting under the pine tree. Disciple Song Darren recounted discovering the massacre. 247 villagers dead, only 3 survivors. Dao Yan used a spirit-calming pearl to soothe the boys, who soon fell asleep. The elders debated their fate. These children cannot be abandoned, declared Song Song, chief of Long Ho Peak. Tian Bai, chief of Dashu Peak, suggested separating them to avoid fanning their grief. All eyes turned to Lin Jinyu, whose exceptional talent made him a sought-after disciple. Song Song swiftly claimed him, while the others reluctantly conceded. When it came to Zhang Xiufan, however, the elders avoided eye contact all except Dao Xian, who assigned him to Tian Bai's care. Tian Bai, though displeased, dared not object. Suppressed laughter echoed in the hall as he stormed out. Zhang Xiufan woke to Song Darren explaining his apprenticeship under Tian Bai. They visited the Shujing Hall, where Tian Bai sat with his wife Xu Ru and daughter Tian Li, a bright-eyed girl of 13. Kneel and pay respects, Song whispered. Zhang Xiufan kowtowed violently, earning chuckles except from Tian Bai, who deemed him dull-witted. Teach him the rules, Song Darren, he snapped before retreating. Linger skipped to Zhang Xiufan, teasing his blushing face. Call me Shiji, elder sister, she demanded. Though flustered, he obeyed, prompting laughter from the other disciples, until Su Ru's stern gaze silenced them. Noticing her intent to assess their cultivation, the disciples panicked. Song Darren seized the opportunity to flee, claiming he needed to instruct Zhang Xiufan. Linger followed on her amber-red silk, a magical artifact that shimmered like a rainbow. In the rear mountain bamboo grove, Song Darren explained the beginner's test. Chopping 1 bamboo daily for 3 months. Zhang Xiufan, used to farm labor, dismissed it as easy, unaware of the spiritual challenges ahead. Su Ru, once a renowned warrior, now pushed her disciples relentlessly. Due to Dashu Peak's poor performance in the once-a-century 7 Peaks martial competition. As the sun set, the trio wandered back, hearing distant cries of pain from disciples undergoing training or punishment. The bamboo swayed in the wind, their shadows stretching long over the quiet peak. As Zhang Xiufan's new life as a Qinyong disciple began, steeped in mystery, loss, and the faint promise of magic.